When Jim Boland looked around his hometown of Casey, Illinois a few years ago, he says the impression he got was the same facing many smaller communities.
I mean, you've seen things deteriorating in our town.
The Bolands took a family vacation to Colorado and were inspired by some of the unique shops they found in one small town. Jim's wife and daughter loved what they saw and said they should open a similar shop back home in Casey. Jim warmed up to the idea, but he had an important condition.
Let's think outside the box. Let's try to do something that would bring more people to town to help our neighbors instead of hurt them or compete with them.
So what could they do that would be unique and not compete with anything else in the area? Jim had an interesting inspiration.
I have wind chimes at home because my grandmother Whitling has always reminded me of her. So I have a few around home, and I was listening to my wind chimes one windy evening.
And that led Jim to look up what the largest wind chimes were in the world. He found the answer and thought he could beat it. After all, he operated a pipeline company and had plenty of access to pipe, and wind chimes are mostly just pipes. He got to work.
We got the wind chimes in the Guinness Book of 2011 in October.
And the family opened a shop next door to the world's largest wind chimes. They noticed people stopping to look, not just residents, but people from out of town. So there was only one thing to do: keep building.
The next thing was a golf tee. One of the guys that worked for us was the president of the golf club at that time. He said, "Can you think of an idea that we can do to help spur the golf club, because it's a small course."
The world's largest golf tee was soon constructed on the golf course. Jim says there was a lot of materials around town if you just had a creative mind to build with them. He had plenty of old pipe, tanks, and other metal from their business. Then he found a local utility company that let him have used poles, perfect for a golf tee, and much more, including a record holder that stands over 56 feet tall.
The rocking chair is made out of the used telephone poles and pipeline material, but inside the rockers is a steel skeleton, and it's not tied down, it's just sitting there. Yes, it rocks. It has to rock to get in the Guinness Book, so it has to physically work.
It is the world's largest rocking chair. It's just across the street from the world's largest wind chimes and the world's largest teeter-totter. And of course, those three are just a couple of blocks down the street from the world's largest mailbox. The town is home to over a dozen world's largest items, plus many more oversized pieces. It's hard to know exactly how many visitors are stopping in this town of 3,000, and Jim estimates an additional 1,500 per week since they began building.
One of the ways I tell people the town's changed is it's give people a sense of pride in their hometown again.
And not only do the citizens have pride in their town and more people are stopping to shop, there's a change on the streets as well.
A lot of folks are starting to fix up businesses uptown, opening new businesses. It gives them a reason to try to rejuvenate the downtown.
Every town will have street signs, but only here will you find the street signs pointing to the largest items in the world. Traveling the countryside in Casey, Illinois, I'm Andrew McCrae.